The Xantharian Council had ruled the Kepler system for 3 millennia. Their crystalline gates, scattered across 17 worlds, controlled all interplanetary travel. Every ship, every cargo pod, every soul that wished to traverse the void between worlds needed their permission. The gates hummed with ancient energy, their surfaces rippling like liquid mercury, responding only to authorized Xantharian biosignatures. For the alien species under their dominion, this was simply the way of things. The Kethai mining colonies on Kepler 7b shipped their precious ores through designated gates at designated times. The Vrex agricultural worlds fed the system through carefully monitored transport windows. The gas harvesting platforms of the outer worlds operated under strict quotas and schedules. Then humanity arrived. The humans had been refugees from the Terran Wars, their ramshackle fleet limping into Kepler space with failing life support and dwindling supplies. The Council, in what they considered magnanimous mercy, granted them settlement rights on Kepler 12c, a barren rock with barely breathable atmosphere and no strategic value. Commander Sarah Chen remembered that first day on the surface, watching her people build makeshift shelters from salvaged ship hulls while Xantharian observers floated overhead in their glimmering craft. The aliens' thoughts had been clear enough. Let them struggle on their worthless world. They'll beg for our guidance soon enough. 5 years passed. The humans didn't beg. Instead, they did what humans had always done. They adapted, innovated, and thrived where others would have perished. The barren rock bloomed with hydroponic farms and fusion reactors. Underground cities sprawled beneath the surface. Most importantly, their shipyards worked day and night, forging vessels from asteroid metal and salvage technology. The Council took notice when human merchant ships began appearing at the gates, requesting passage to trade with other worlds. The requests were denied. Humanity was not part of the established order. We need medical supplies, Chen had argued during her first appearance before the Council. Our children are dying from mineral deficiencies we could cure with simple nutrients from the agricultural worlds. High Executor Vethron had barely glanced at her from his crystalline throne. Your species will learn to be self-sufficient or you will not survive. Such is the natural order. The gates remained locked to humanity. Chen returned to Kepler 12c with fire in her eyes and steel in her heart. In the depths of the human colonies, she convened a meeting that would reshape the system forever. They think gates are the only way to travel between worlds, she told the assembled fleet commanders and engineers. They've forgotten something crucial about physics and about humans. Dr. Marcus Webb, the colony's chief physicist, stepped forward with data tablets clutched in his weathered hands. We've been studying their gate technology. It's elegant, efficient, and completely dependent on their biosignatures. But Commander Chen is right, there are other ways. The plan they hatched was audacious beyond belief. While other species had accepted the gates as the only viable method of interstellar travel for millennia, humans would build their own roads through space. Construction began immediately. Massive electromagnetic launchers took shape on Kepler 12c's surface, capable of hurling cargo pods at significant fractions of light speed. Fusion-powered ships were redesigned with improved shielding and life support for long-duration flights. Most crucially, human engineers began developing what they called breach drives, experimental engines that could force temporary rifts in spacetime itself. The first test sent a small probe to Kepler 7b in 3 days, a journey that would have taken hours through the gates, but one that bypassed Xantharian control entirely. The Kethai miners who received the probe's message of greeting nearly dropped their drilling equipment in shock. The Council's response was swift and merciless. Xantharian battlecruisers surrounded human space, their weapons charging with deadly energy. You will cease these unauthorized experiments immediately. Vethron's transmission crackled across all human frequencies. Your primitive technology endangers the stability of our system. Chen's reply was broadcast on every human channel, picked up by hidden receivers across all 17 worlds. We asked for passage. You denied it. We asked for trade. You forbade it. We asked for medicine for our children. You ignored us. Now we make our own way. The Xantharian attack came at dawn. Their energy beams scorched the surface of Kepler 12c, targeting shipyards and launch facilities. But humans had learned more than just engineering in their 5 years of isolation. They had learned warfare. Hidden beneath the planet's crust, Electromagnetic railguns emerged from concealed positions. Human fighters, built for speed and maneuverability rather than comfort, swarmed around the larger Xantharian vessels like angry wasps. The aliens had grown complacent after millennia of unchallenged rule. Humans had survived the Terran Wars. The Battle of Kepler-12c lasted 18 hours. When the smoke cleared, half the Xantharian fleet drifted as burning wreckage and the remainder limped back toward the core worlds. But the real victory came 3 days later. The first human breach drive activated successfully, tearing a temporary gateway through space itself. The ship that emerged at Kepler-7b carried not weapons but medical supplies, advanced mining equipment, and a simple message from Commander Chen. The gates are no longer the only way. Freedom has alternatives. Within a month, human ships were appearing throughout the system. They traded with the Kethai, shared agricultural techniques with the Vrex, and offered protection to gas harvesters who had chafed under Xantharian quotas for generations. The Council demanded negotiations. Chen met them not as a supplicant but as an equal. The chamber where they convened now held representatives from a dozen species, all of whom had acquired human-built breach drives or made agreements for transportation aboard human vessels. "You have disrupted the natural order," Vethron accused, his crystalline form flickering with agitation. "We've disrupted your order," Chen corrected. "Nature abhors monopolies. You locked every gate in the system, so we bought new keys with blood and steel. That's what humans do, we find another way." The old system crumbled within a year. Some Xantharian gates remained operational, but they were no longer the sole method of travel. Competition bred innovation. Trade flourished. Worlds that had been isolated for centuries suddenly found themselves part of a larger community. And at the center of it all, the humans of Kepler-12c continued doing what they had always done, adapting, innovating, and proving that there was always another way forward. No matter how many doors were slammed in their faces, the universe was vast, and humans had learned to make their own paths through the stars.